Hello everyone, and welcome back to Lore Bits. Before we delve into this episode's subject, I would like to say thank you to all of you. As of recording this video, we've hit 50 views on my first video, and whilst views aren't my focus on this venture, they have shown me the response from all of you, and it's mind-blowing. So thank you again so much. Now without further ado, let's talk about today's subject. And whilst normally I wouldn't do them chronologically, given this season and the future of Destiny, it seemed the most appropriate choice. Today, we'll be talking about the collapse. A wave of darkness hit our solar system and swept back humanity as we tried to flee our solar system. And whilst Rasputin used everything in its arsenal to stop the darkness, he could not even slow the calamity that was coming for us. However, Rasputin could hardly be blamed for this. Similar to the Traveller, the darkness was beyond mere causality. The physics and understandings of the universe were optional to forces like this. As the darkness swept our system, ships trying to break free of the asteroid belt were crushed, and the wreckage would later become a part of the asteroid belt itself, and became a mausoleum of all humanity once hoped to be. This would become known as the Reef. There are few accounts of the collapse, but of what there is we can discover a lot through the journals of Cade 6, the Black Armory papers, and information discovered about the last days of Kraken Mare on Titan. Cade's journal shows us through his experiences that the darkness had a malicious intent. The extract reads, "Tendrils of pain crawl over my sprawled fingers, my outstretched arms, my shoulders, my neck, my screaming mouth as it consumes. I'm being enveloped, my systems go sideways, everything but my senses. It wants me to witness this world, its world now, suffering in the black poison." The Black Armory papers, which were pages from a journal belonging to the founder, Henriette Meran, also share her encounter with the darkness during the collapse. Their group had been locked within one of the Black Armory facilities, as they fought off indescribable creatures that broke through their defenses. She noted that they smelled like damp earth and made sounds like screeching machinery. Within the lore book, The Last Days of Kraken Mare, we discover the fate of Titan during the collapse, a central point in the moon where gravity was heightened. The moon of Titan's shape changed from a spheroid to an egg shape. The methane ocean began to bulge, reaching a height of 40 meters before being released as an apocalyptic omnidirectional wave that would devastate Saturn's moon. These, amongst other reports, confirm one thing. On the first day, the sky was filled with darkness. On the second, the Traveller fell. It was not just the darkness that invaded our system. During all this devastation, Zol, the Will of Thousands, the weakest of the worm gods, and Nokris, the heretical son of Oryx, chose this moment to attempt to claim Mars for themselves, and launched an assault on Hellas Basin, where Rasputin's central control center was kept. However, Rasputin was able to hold them off by flash freezing Hellas Basin, which in turn would disconnect Rasputin from the fragments that were kept within the war mind bunkers. There are many theories as to what happened next. Some believe that the Traveller was attempting to flee the system as it had done so many times before when it was cornered by the darkness. Some believe that Rasputin fired upon the Traveller to stop it from leaving. Others believe the Traveller was merely finding the right place to make it stand. The messages from the darkness claim that it was a last-ditch gambit. Whatever the reasons, the Traveller left Io and positioned itself over the Earth, and the two godlike forces collided, light and dark, sky and deep, the beacon of hope and life against anguish and death. With so much force they could level a mountain and raise it again. These two beings as old as the universe clashed, and what's more, the traveller had won. It was crippled and broken, but it had staved off the darkness, and with one final breath it brought light into our universe. Living beings infused with light calcified into a shell that we would call ghosts, and these ghosts were tasked with the job of finding the worthy warriors amongst our dead who could bring hope for humanity. A new dawn was breaking, and a new era was on the horizon, but first humanity would have to survive the Dark Age. Before I wrap up the video, I would like to offer my opinion on part of the video that we've covered, the intentions behind the Traveller's Last Stand. Now, to provide some context, I would like to discuss one page out of the lawbook unveiling, this one page being the wager. In the wager, the darkness openly asked the Guardians to join them, as it would be the truest proof that they are right, when I say, and I quote, "It would mean everything if I could convince you I am the right and only way." What is the darkness's way? Well, it's a simple premise. If you are strong enough to live, then it is your right to do so. If you cannot defend it, then you have no right to have existed in the first place. Survival of the fittest to the extreme. Survival of the fittest is something we are very familiar with, and that is what the deep, or the darkness, represents. That we can build societies, cities, hierarchies, and governments, but when all of that is taken from us, we will fall to our baser instincts, and those too weak to make it on their own should not be given a second thought. Now, my reason for this context linked directly with what I believe the Traveller's intentions were. I believe the Traveller chose us because of humanity's potential. As a species, we don't operate by survival of the fittest. In fact, in times of crisis, we band together and form strong bonds. To put it simply, humanity is proof that the darkness is wrong. A perfect example within the world of Destiny. Almost 4 years ago, our last safe city was invaded, our light was taken from us, and we were forced to flee or die. We lost our safe place, and by all accounts we should have lost our hope. Yet humanity did not falter. It is one of the two traits that humanity has that could be seen as a detriment to a species, but I say otherwise. When we lost our light, we found others, and began to form a counter-offensive. Some of us found our light again. It called out to us for our dedication, and even those who had still lost their light, and those without any light in the first place, banded together to fight for what is ours, and those who could not fight, well, the strong protected them, because that compassion is what makes us human. It is for this reason that the Traveller chose us, because we don't abandon those in need when it comes down to it. We care about others, and we will defend each other. This is humanity's greatest strength and humanity's pride, and this is how we will defy the darkness and its teachings. We are what the Traveller has been searching for, a chance to show not all turn to the deep to survive, as the more malevolent forces in Destiny would have us believe. Thank you for listening to me share my thoughts. Now I would like to ask you, when big info drops for Destiny 2, would you like to see me share my thoughts and opinions on these subjects? It wouldn't be a weekly thing, more when larger content comes out. Let me know in the comment section down below. Finally, I would like to shout out 2 communities who have been so incredibly supportive in my venture on YouTube, the first of which is Rise of the Renegades. Rise of the Renegades is an awesome multi-platform, multi-game gaming community with a growing player base. It started off as a Destiny 2 clan, of which I'm still a part of. They helped inspire me to do this by giving me opportunities to share lore within the community. I'd like to give a special thank out to Rory, the previous lore master in the clan, who helped me hone my skills. You can check out their website, Instagram and Discord. Links will be down below in the description. The second is 410 Gaming. These guys were the second part of my inspiration for Lore Bits. Bringing me on their old show, Going Flawless, and asking me questions about the lore was one of the major reasons why I considered doing Lore Bits. Their Insta, YouTube and Discord are all down below. Go show love to both of these communities. I wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't for both of them. If you've gotten this far, thank you. And if you've enjoyed the video, you may tap that thumbs up button, or maybe even hit subscribe so that you never miss a video. But as always, know you taking the time to listen to me means more than you could ever know. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.